Hi everyone, welcome to today's practice. Super excited to have everyone with us. Today our theme is going to be on self-sacrifice, tapas, which is one of the niyamas that we're going to do. It's the third niyama in the sequence, but actually also when it comes to the second level of student, in yoga they divide students into 3 different levels. The first level is the kind of student who does action and then forgets that action, forgets the fruits of that action. The second level of student are students who still have questions and they're still questing and they're still searching for answers. The first level of student has no questions to ask. The second level has to ask questions, do self-inquiry, self-study, self-sacrifice, tapas is one of them. And then the third is to surrender to God. So to self-study, self-sacrifice, like do actions, and then also like surrender those actions to God. So basically the only thing that's different from the first and second student is that the second level of student still has questions that they go and seek answers for. The third level of student is the one who doesn't even know what questions to ask. And they need a level sequences of like physical postures. They need to be prescribed, given it to from a guru. And so actually physical yoga postures are part of the third level of students. So the majority of us are in that lane where we need to do physical postures so that we still are opening up our bodies and different things, and we still have questions, or we may not even know which questions to ask. Sometimes we could be a kind of in between, a level 2, level 3, where we're like asking questions. Sometimes we know what questions to ask. Other times we're like, I don't even know what the universe is about. So I just wanted to point out that not only is tapas, self-sacrifice, a part of the niyamas, it is also a part of the second level of students, like one of the major 3 pillars, only 3 pillars that they need to do, which is to self-study and to self-sacrifice. And so sacrifice in the Baha'i principles are huge, in the sense that we're always how we should be serving all of humanity at all points of time, like being anxiously concerned with the needs of the world. Like we're not asked to be just concerned. We're asked to be anxiously concerned and eager to fulfill them and eager to be a contributor of the difficulties that are there. And so a part of this series is actually wanting to also contribute to that. Because when we think about sacrifice, self-sacrifice in the physical body, when we're embodying this virtue, it registers deeper in our mind. It's not just like an intellectual exercise or like an action taken outwards, but it's actually we're physicalizing what self-sacrifice like looks like. So we're gonna explore what that is, what that looks like for today. But also I wanted to note that today, actually these series are free and posted on YouTube. These are originally series that we do within our private membership portal, but because it's during the fast and we are combining these 2 things, we wanted to like share it with everyone. So also I wanted to let you guys know that today happens to be the Ekadashi day. So if you've noticed that on our channel a couple days ago, on March 5th, we posted a video about Ekadashi, which was a guest lecture speaker within our membership portal. And we, again, for the month of March, for the Baha'i fast, we made it available to all because we even had that lecture just for the sake of the Baha'i fast. And so today, I just want to note that today is actually the Ekadashi day. So today's the actual day that you need to fast. So by chance, I am fasting because it's the Baha'i fast. But actually this morning I woke up and I felt really emotional, but it was kind of like a controlled, like emotional sort of thing. So I wasn't feeling like very emotional, but I was feeling like, oh, things are bubbling, and even the weather was raining, and it was like, I'm usually very connected with everything. But yeah, And then Chirag Devi, our guest lecture speaker, texted me in the morning and was like, just to let you know, today's actually Ekadashi day. And then I was like, oh my God, yes. Because in that lecture, we talked about how one of the reasons why you're fasting during 3 days before the new moon. So in 4 more days, it's going to be the full moon. And that's when, if you're fasting now, you start emptying your body, you reduce your weight, your mass, so that the gravitational force of the full moon that's starting to be in effect now, 3 days before the full moon, is already starting to pull at you. And what it does is that the blood and fluids in your body just start pressing up on each other. That creates like pressure. So you can feel like really emotional, as I did this morning. So I just wanted to also let you know that if you might be feeling emotional today, that's okay. Or if when you're watching the replay, if this happens to be if you're hearing Ekadashi and you're like, what is that? Look it up and see that it happens like twice a month. For the month of March, it's going to be on March 14th and March 28th. So by March 28th, I won't be doing the Baha'i fast anymore, but actually after this Ekadashi day, I'm like, wow, I probably really need to continue the fast on the 28th too, because my emotions really are affected by the moon cycle. So anyways, let's get started on our practice. So let's close our eyes, sit in a comfortable position, straighten our spine, shift our weight to our sit bones, hands on our knees. And focus on our breath. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seed, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all his people. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seed, the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all his people. Bringing the palm of your hands together in front of your chest and begin rubbing them really vigorously so as to generate some heat. And then whenever you're ready, cupping your eyes. And then in the palm of your hand, blinking your eyes, adjusting to the light around you. And opening your fingertips a little bit more and blinking some more, looking left to right, adjusting to the light. And whenever you're ready, just dropping your hands down. Okay. We are ready for today's practice. And actually the prayer that came to my mind to say, the words are, God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal, like a seal, like a stamp, the seal of the kingdom is God's, may be stamped upon the brow of all his people. And the brow is, in yoga, it's like the third eye. So may everyone's eyes, this is one interpretation, so may everyone's eyes be opened to unity, which is something that I think our world really needs. So maybe that's also something we can remember in our practice today as we're focusing on self-sacrifice. What do we all need to maybe give up in order to contribute to this unity? Because sacrifice, the meaning of the true meaning of sacrifice is giving up something lower for something higher. This is actually what the true meaning of sacrifice is. Even the word, it's a trigger word for some people, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to whisper it so people don't get triggered, but I'm going to tell you the meaning. Jihad, that's actually the meaning of jihad, is to give up something lower for something higher. And so the truest meaning of that word is to sacrifice something that is lower for something that is higher. There are many people whose definition might differ as to what that lower and higher is, right? But I think if we're all trying to seek the pleasure of God and to think about what would God find pleasurable or would please God, I think our answers would more closely align with one another. That service to humanity is good. That's a safe one, right? Or to be kind to one another, be good to your neighbor. Don't piss off your neighbor. No, which I have been doing lately. But not doing that, right? And sacrificing some of your actions so that you're seeking a higher action. So, for example, this aspect of self-sacrifice that I feel like I need to practice with my neighbors is that I wake up really early in the morning and I'm thinking I'm doing a really great thing by meditating really early, but it disturbs them and they can eat and the sound is horrible. What do you call it? The geyin, like there's no barriers of sound between the houses. So it's like, even if I just walk, like they can hear me. And for me, I'm thinking, I'm like doing something amazing. I'm meditating, like, let me. But then if it's disturbing other people and I'm angering my neighbors, that's not actually fostering unity, right? So I really have to be paying extra attention. I actually, my meditation has to begin before I actually get on the mat or get on everything, because in my movements, in being really, I can't just like randomly just get up and just do what I need to do, but I have to be very careful and thoughtful. So that's for the sake of unity between relationships that you have with the space of, with the people in the space that you're living with, right? So that's one thing that I will need to, or I am currently practicing in terms of self-sacrifice, like really minimizing my movements as for the higher good of unity, right? So, and that doesn't necessarily make me happy because there's so much attention I have to give to details like that. But at the same time, if that means that I can live in a harmonious environment, that also benefits me in the end, right? So this is where I'm currently needing to practice self-sacrifice, but let's see how we can bring that into our bodies. So let's just get into a basic posture for today, butterfly pose. If you're sitting, sit a little further away so that your feet like come onto your mat, and bring your feet, soles of the feet pointing to each other. And just focus here, just lifting your spine up really straight. And focus on your breath here. Begin to bring your attention inwards. And taking an inhale here. And then slowly inch your fingertips forward. And drop your head down so that your neck is relaxed here. And bring stillness to your body, your mind, and your breath. And whilst you're here, I want you to move to the left-hand side. Move your hands to the left of your of the center midline of your body. And over here, again, practice stillness of the body, the mind, and the breath. Taking your body back to the midline for a moment here. And then whenever you're ready, taking it to the right-hand side. And try to keep your sit bones anchored on the ground, both your sit bones anchored on the ground. Bring your hands closer if you're noticing that your sit bones are coming up on the sky. And again here, bringing stillness to the body, the mind, and the breath. See if you can notice your body slowly opening up. And this time I want you to take your hands back to the center, midline of your body, and just pause for a breath here, in and out. And then take it to the left where you were before. And then inch again more to the left so that your hands are in between your knees. So we're kind of like exploring the range of our side body stretches, making sure that we're flexible. And just kind of noticing the virtues of sacrifice here, self-sacrifice. What does your body need to do every single time it tries to adjust the posture? Where does it have to give a little bit more in order for you to be in this posture? Or what do you need to do in order to allow yourself to bring yourself to this posture? So again, bringing stillness of the body, the mind, and the breath here. And then coming to our second degree onto the left, and then coming back to the center. We're going to move to the right where we were before, and then going to go a little bit further to the right where both of our hands are in between our knees, and still keeping the sit bones anchored to the ground, and bringing stillness to your body, your mind, and your breath. And notice how the entire body has to coordinate itself in order to be here. and how sometimes maybe we might be contorting our bodies in difficult positions. But if we're using the definition of giving up something lower for something higher, like we're experiencing a bit of discomfort so that afterwards our entire body might be actually more comfortable, right? Or our bodies can be a little more opened up. So there's a level of self-sacrifice every time we be brave enough to actually sit through an entire hour and a half yoga therapy class, right? Or do an exercise class or any exercise for that matter, because during it, you might actually need to sacrifice comfort to allow for the higher good of overall health, right? And the same goes for food as well. Like when you're eating healthy food, it might not actually taste that good in the beginning when you're eating it, right? But then you're sacrificing junk food for something higher, which is fresh foods, right? And during the fast, we're sacrificing food entirely, right? So perfect theme for today. And whenever you're ready, just coming back to your second degree on the right, and then back to the midline center here. And I want you to drop your head down a little bit more and see if your body is opening up further. We've been in this posture for quite some time, right? So now that we're coming back like to this third or fourth time of the midline, let's see if our body is really opening up here. And whenever you're ready, keeping your head down, but backing your hands closer to your body, bring it closer, and then lift your vertebra, one vertebra at a time. And then whenever you're ready, lifting slowly the head up on your spine. And just notice how your body feels for a second here. And actually, now is a good time to add in our second angle. Okay, bring that in. All right. So the side body doesn't get a lot of attention throughout the day. There's no movements that we have that really does any like side body movements. So let's do some more side body movements. We did some side lower hips. Now let's do some upper rib cage ones. So lifting our right hand up to the sky and just kind of like this hand, just move, slide it to the left. Slide it to the left-hand side. And if you can come all the way without like lifting up your sit bones, then stay there. And then look up at the sky. And allow your body to feel a side body stretch. In this moment, if you're doing the Baha'i fast, I'm noticing that this side body stretch is going way beyond my normal capacity. I know
what I normally can do, and this is way beyond. And this is probably because I'm fasting and that my body is detoxifying things and I'm not eating so much, and so my body is becoming a lot more flexible. So you might notice during this period of time, during the Baha'i fast, that your body might be more flexible than normal, but we don't really have a lot of fluid in our body. So that can cause a lot of injuries. So even though you might be a little flexible, still be careful. Inhaling and coming up, and then exhaling, bringing the hand down. And just noticing how your body's feeling here, how one side is stretched out and the other is not. Just noticing heat and sensations on your lower, underneath your right shoulder. Let's do the opposite side. Inhaling, lifting your left arm up and going to the right hand side. And this is my weaker side, so I can't actually go on my elbows here. So noticing yourself, for yourself, where your body is, and bringing stillness to the body, the mind, and the breath. Another thing you might be noticing during the fast is that your body opens up much more quickly in a stretch. And so to be very careful not to like completely collapse and just allow your body to give in, but to just see where its edge is at. Lifting your left arm up and then coming down. Should be feeling like really warm on our sides. Just like warmed up a lot of it. So let's do some more side body stretch. So keeping the right foot, the groin, the ankle close to your groin, and like bring it close. And then extending our left foot out. Keep your left hand on your knee and then slowly inch towards your ankle, and then hook your fingertips onto your toes and flex it towards your body so that underneath your legs you're feeling like a stretch. And then inhale your arms up and over and look up your armpit and into the ceiling. And if you can see where your body is at the moment. If your right hand is getting close to your left, then you can maybe even switch your fingers so that your right finger is grabbing your toes. And you can inch your front body, like putting your left elbow onto your left knee and pushing it so that it's opening up your chest a little bit more. And kind of together, pulling the foot closer to your body. I'll just tell you, on a normal day, I wouldn't be able to do this. It's like definitely the magic of the fast. I'm exploring my body in new ways. And then lifting the right arm up and coming to the side. Just pausing here and noticing how your body is slowly opening up like a flower. So taking your left foot to your inner groin, extend the right leg out. Using your hand, kind of trace it along your, and make sure that it's straight here. So if it's not like straight, like almost not perpendicular. So if it was 90 degrees, it would be here. So your knees are like at a 45-degree angle here. And your hands, take it to your knees and reach it to your ankles. And grab your right toes and pull it down. And then lift your left arm up and over and bring it to the right. And focusing on your breath here. Bringing stillness to the body, the mind, and the breath. And coming back to our theme of self-sacrifice, of noticing those corners and inches of your body that need to open up for postures to expand, for your body to expand in ways, if your body were to expand, and how your different parts of your body will sacrifice itself in order to do so safely. What is too much sacrifice? If the muscles or tissues in your body lose their integrity, lifting up and then coming down, does that mean it's self-sacrifice? Like, does self-sacrifice mean that you need to like almost like break your body, right? So bringing that right leg in, left leg in, and just kind of pause here. Now moving the pillows, if you had any, and coming to lying on your stomach in Sphinx pose. So if you've done this before in your yoga postures, it's basically just coming onto your stomach. Your feet are flat. Your feet are flat on the ground. I want your elbows to be right under your shoulders, so you're propping up yourself like sturdily. So angle is right. And then palms facing downwards, or you can clasp it in front of you. But what I don't want you to do is just like collapse your upper body. I want you to lift up with integrity. Now I want you to relax your butt cheeks if you've tightened it. There's a tendency to tighten the butt when it's like in this posture. I want you to just lift up here and open your chest, and really your elbows are really active here, like pushing it up. Okay, and I want you to also notice your hips, your left and right hips, and just do a little shake, left and right shake here. This is usually where you can notice if your pubic bones, like sometimes you're collapsing on one more than the other, that like alignment needs to like be adjusted, right? And so here, just like pausing, this is actually a really big heart opener, but we're going to keep opening our hearts in various degrees. And this is the first degree that we're going to play with at the moment. And whenever you're ready, dropping your hands down, you can place your hands on your hips, on your finger, on your palms, and then just shake your hips left and right. Shake it left and right here. And over here, you can get your right foot, cross it over to the left, just for a little bit of a stretch here, and then bring it back to center, and then take your left foot and then to the right, and just kind of like stretch a little bit, and then bring it back to the center, and again, shaking left and right. Just really relaxing the lower back here. So now we're going to go to our second degree of our lower
of our heart opener, and you're going to bring the palm of your hands to your side, to your chest. And I want you to notice the elbows are not pointing up, but like bring it down, like really bring it down, right? And here, the backs of your foot are like planted onto the ground, right? So your knees are kind of like lifted up here. And I want you to squeeze your elbows tight, tight, tight to your rib cage here, and then lift up to halfway. And here your pubic bones are like pressing to the ground, and just notice the weight. Like if you're leaned towards one side more than the other. So something with self-sacrifice, the quality of self-sacrifice that is really needed is for your heart to open up more space. You can't quite, if you're giving something up lower for something higher, you can't be attached to anything, right? You have to kind of let go of sometimes things that you want for other higher things to come into your life. And things that are for the highest good of all. And then whenever you're ready, dropping your chin onto the floor and doing a shake and just relaxing the hips left and right, left and right. Keep shaking until you feel like a release on your back. And shake both the feet separately. And then taking the hands again close to your rib cage, like bringing the elbows tight, tight, tight to your ribs and then pushing it down so that it's really, really tight. And now we're gonna kind of see if we can push the palm of our hands up and straighten it all the way up. And look up and see if your palm of your hands are right underneath your shoulders. So one of my wrists are feeling a little bit sensitive, so I'm trying to stay off of it. I'll be on my fists. So if you're feeling like your wrists are not happy right now, you can also come onto your fists or stay on your elbows. And just kind of lift up here. And try to open your chest and look forward. This is feeling like a really deep, actually back bend here. This is also another posture that we never usually have movements for in our day-to-day life. Whenever you're ready, dropping down. Coming onto your chin on your palm of your hands and just shaking left and right. So side body stretches and back bends are usually, there's no movements in normal life that ever require you to bend backwards or to bend from side to side, right? Even chiropractors and physiotherapists will tell you that if you want to like bend down to pick something up, like to turn into that direction and then bend down, right? And to never turn your neck to something, but actually turn your whole body to something. That's also similar in yoga therapy. Like, but when it comes to yoga, we want to contort or explore the limits of our body. So keep shaking as we're talking here. And by exploring the limits of your body, you keep it like all movements limber. So technically we do have the capacity to bend backwards, but we can lose it over time if we don't try. And just those 3 varying degrees of back bends are really good, like slow order to get to it, because back bends can be really like heart opening. So right now our heart could be like really opened at the moment. Actually, what we're going to do here is open coming onto our elbows again into Sphinx posture. But what we're going to do is take our butt up, lift it up
and kind of inch our arms back. And what we're going to do here is open up the legs, open up the knees, and kind of like point your toes together. So it's in like a frog pose. And so you want your butt and your knees to be in one line. So you're kind of like hovering over. So this is like frog pose, where the toes are touching. The butt is in the same line as your knees, and you're feeling a deep stretch in your groins. So if I just lift this up, you're kind of like empty here. This whole area is empty. So this is like frog pose, where you feel, and it's also like a chest opener. So one thing we can do here is by closing our legs, and then there's a second degree that we can do to that, which is like to open our legs. And we'll do that after. We're bringing stillness to your body, your mind, and your breath, and making sure that your butt is on the midline of your knees. You'll really feel a difference if you're like moving your butt backwards or too forwards. There's a very big difference. It's like a sweet spot in between. And making sure that your butt is in line with your knees is going to be essential for this posture. So here we're opening up the groins, but it's also a chest opener. So keeping our upper bodies up and breathing here. And then slowly, slowly bringing the knees together, and then drop back down into child's pose here. So lifting our body up and bringing the palm of our hands close to the right hand side. So before we do our second level of frog, let's actually do a frontal groin stretch. So lifting the left foot forward, and the ankles and the knees are in one line here. And just allowing your body to relax here. Seeing if your arms are starting to get heavy, to really relax your upper body down so that you're coming onto your elbows of this posture. Allowing your groin to slowly open up. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but the earth is definitely feeling some emotion today. Bringing stillness to your body here, your mind, and your breath. Whenever you're ready, just putting your hands on the ground again, lifting your upper body up, and then shift your weight to your back leg and flex the front leg forward and point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and activating the left leg. Whenever you're ready, bringing the left leg back to meet the right. Pause in child's pose.
And whenever you're ready, lifting up again, left and right hand to the left side of your mat, right foot on the edge of your mat, and just feel the opening of your groin here. And again, you want to make sure everything is in alignment. Ankles and knees are in one line here. And take your gaze back and check to see if your left leg is straight. And just by that gaze, sometimes you can actually open your groin up a little bit more. And if you're feeling your hands are getting heavy, bring your arms down to the ground. We're doing a lot of postures with faster transitions here. Usually we do slower transitions. This might be beneficial for some. I'm finding that during the fast, the body is opening up really quickly. So you're feeling that stretch and that edge and that expansion much more quickly than normal. So we can shorten the time. But actually on a regular day, this would be an enjoyable practice for a beginner. And bringing stillness to your body, your mind, and your breath, and trying to keep the knees close to the midline. So don't let it flop out too much. Bring it closer. Coming onto the palm of your hands, shifting your weight back to your back leg, front leg is flexed, point, and flex. Just activating the bottom half of your legs here. Taking the right leg back, pause in child's pose, and relax. So bringing the feet parallel to each other instead of like slightly opened, where your stomach could lay in between. I want you to inch your arms forward and keep your butt and your knees in one line, and see if you can bring your chest down to the ground. Here. And you want to see if you're not really hitting the line, you want to bring your upper body back, because this is a heart opener. It's really to open your shoulders and your heart. And bringing stillness, try to focus on your breath as much as you can here. Whenever you're ready, coming onto your stomach, resting your chin onto your hands, and just relaxing left and right. So after all those heart openers, back bends, side bends, we don't know what kind of alignment our spine is in. So after every heart opener, where you're bending backwards or you're moving your spine in different directions, you want to make sure you always want to end your posture with a twist to make sure that your spine is in alignment with each other. So after this, we're going to do a quick happy baby and then get into a twist. So keep shaking,
because that was a very big heart opener. Your chest might feel super expanded and in fact ripped open for some. Keep shaking. And whenever you're ready, flipping your body over onto your back. Bringing the knees, bending the knees and bringing it close to your body and gripping it on your toes and just rocking from side to side and just massage your lower back here. And you might feel after all those back bends, this massage is going to feel so wonderful. So really try to get the corners of your back massaged, all the kinks out. And just notice also where the kinks are out here. And maybe after the twist, you might notice that there's a opening that happens. So keep massaging until you feel a bit of release on the lower back. You can even bring your knees together and kind of draw circles with the back of your hand on the ceiling, guiding the knees in a circular motion. And then also switching over to the opposite side. Whenever you're ready, open your arms out to a cactus. So shoulders, both shoulders down and perpendicular. Put the feet flat on the ground, cross your right leg over to your left, lift up the left leg and then turn and twist to your left-hand side. Trying to keep as much as possible the right shoulder onto your, on the ground. If this is too much of a stretch for your shoulder, like you can drop the shoulder down a little bit. This is like causing pain to your shoulder. We don't want any pain sensation. You can also put a blanket underneath your shoulder as to prop it up a little bit. And over here, begin focusing on your breath, your body, stillness of your body, of your mind, and of your breath. And keeping the theme of self-sacrifice in our minds as we're doing this posture. Especially in a twist. It's a posture that really requires so much coordination, so much is going on. Like literally doing one twist, you could feel relaxation from your jaws all the way to your toes and to your ankles and different parts. And you're like, I didn't even move this area of my body. But it really opens and shifts so many things. So how does self-sacrifice work in this posture?
Slowly bringing your both knees to the center of your body, crossing the left leg over its right, and then switching over to the left. You can pause in between and do like a windshield wiper to relax. My body was feeling like it was ready to go directly. Noticing how the back bends really stretch your back or your spine in very different ways. And so the twist might feel particularly enjoyable when you're doing a back bend. And I believe we still have some time, so we might do a second round of a twist. Just to really make sure that our spine is in alignment. After all those back bendings, things can slip out of place and be really uncomfortable for things. And if you have a slip disc, depends on where you have it. Some people might find back bends to be really wonderful in popping it back in. Others might find forward bends really relaxing and gives it an amazing stretch. This is really a posture that really needs to be kind of consulted with a doctor or a physiotherapist to see where your condition lies. So I have a slip disc on L3 and L4. And I find that back bends are really enjoyable, but also forward bends are fine. But my slip disc is not so bad as to cause it to pop out again. But back bends can be so powerful that for days I feel sensations in my bodies for it. So it's not often where my body wants to go into a back bend, but sometimes it craves it. And that's when I usually overdo it. And that's why maybe perhaps I might be feeling it for days. And slowly bringing your knees back to the center midline of your body. And just relaxing, shifting your knees left and right here. And then whenever you're ready, let's do the second round of the twist. Right leg on the left and shifting both knees to the right hand side. And noticing how this twist, you might be feeling more open, more deeper. You're ready to just take it to another level. And over here, just notice the stillness of your body, mind, and your breath. Shifting both the knees to the center, pausing in the midline. Let's do a windshield wiper left and right. Right leg onto the left. Left leg onto the right. Twist it over to the right hand side.
Bringing stillness to your body, your mind, and your breath. Whenever you're ready, coming back to the midline, windshield wiping the knees left and right. Take you to your edge, relax your spine, recenter the spine here. Hopefully you're feeling like a really deep relaxation here. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come into Shavasana. Well deserved today, guys. Well deserved today. This, you might think that this is not that big of a practice, but think again, because back bends are really huge on the body. And so it actually has a huge influence. And so I want you to notice throughout the day, throughout maybe even the next several days, that your body might be adjusting to this very practice. So to really be gentle with yourself. So come lie down into a posture and bring a blanket and something to cover your eyes. And just get super comfortable. So the yoga nidra that we listen to is one that is on our Bicentenary meditation project. If you type in 190 out of 365 days for the Bicentenary meditation project, or the meditation of 393, you will hear versions of this yoga nidra if you would like to do it afterwards as well. Lie down on your back and get into a comfortable posture with a blanket on top of you. Remain in complete stillness for the remaining meditation. You may make your final adjustments now. In this meditation, rotate your attention towards different parts of your body and repeat silently in your mind the greatest name, Alláh-U-Abhá, as guided. Feel the vibrational sound of this sacred phrase reverberate in each part of your body, which will be repeated a total number of 285 times, equivalent 3 times 95 times. 3 is numerically significant because all things brought into creation requires 3 things. For example, a mother, a father, and baby. With the 3 times of repetition, we hope the creative power of the greatest name, Alláh-U-Abhá, be made manifest within you. 95 is numerically significant in the Baha'i faith as it represents saying it for the sake of God, Allah.
Refer to our Bicentenary Meditation Project blog for more information on the greatest name. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your body. Focus on your inhales and focus on your exhales, completely dropping any tension you have remaining in your body. Feel your body become really heavy. Bring your awareness to the right hand thumb. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Index finger. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Middle finger. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Ring finger. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Little finger. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Palm of the hand. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Back of the hand. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Wrist. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Lower arm. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Elbow. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Upper arm. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. Alláh-U-Abhá. Shoulder. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Right side of the waist. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Hip. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Thigh. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Knee. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Lower leg. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Ankle. All sides. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Heel. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Sole of the foot. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Top of the foot. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Right big toe. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Second toe. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Third toe. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Fourth toe. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Fifth toe. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Bring your awareness to the left hand and continue to repeat the sacred phrase, Alláh-U-Abhá, along with the repetition in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Left hand thumb, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Index finger, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Middle finger, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Ring finger, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Little finger, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Palm of the hand, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Back of the hand, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Wrist, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Lower arm, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Elbow, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Upper arm, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Shoulder, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Left side of the waist, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Hip, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Thigh, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Knee, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Lower leg, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Ankle, all sides, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Heel, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Sole of the foot, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Top of the foot, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Left big toe, Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Second toe, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Third toe, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Fourth toe, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Fifth toe, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Bring your awareness to the top of the head and continue to repeat the sacred phrase, Alláh-U-Abhá, along with the repetition, silently in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Top of the head, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Forehead, all around, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Right eyebrow, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Left eyebrow, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Eyebrow center, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Right eye, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Left eye, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Right temple, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Left temple, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Right ear, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Left ear, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Right cheek, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Left cheek, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Nose, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Upper lip, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Lower lip, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Teeth, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Chin, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Front of the neck, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Heart center, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Rib cage, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Upper abdomen, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Navel center, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Lower abdomen, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá, Alláh-U-Abhá. Pelvis. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Bring your awareness to the back side of the body and continue to repeat the sacred phrase Alláh-U-Abhá along with the repetition silently in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Sit bones. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Low back. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Mid back. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Upper back. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 The whole spine. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Back of the neck. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Back of the head. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Top of the head. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Bring awareness to the right side of the body. Bring awareness to the right side of the body. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Now the left side of the body. Now the left side of the body. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Front of the body. Front of the body. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Back of the body. Back of the body. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 And now the whole body. The whole body. The whole body. Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Feel your entire body vibrating and pulsating with the sound Alláh-U-Abhá. 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 Feel your vibration intensify and expand outwards to touch the surfaces around and beyond. Alláh-U-Abhá. Slowly, slowly bring your awareness to this moment. Deepen your inhales and your exhales. And start to wake your body up from the inside. Slowly bend your knees. Lift your arms up above your heads and have a stretch. Stretching your fingers and your toes, wiggling your toes. And turn to your right hand side, plopping your hands underneath your ears as a pillow and keeping the left hand in front of your chest. Push yourself up into a seated posture with your hands on your knees and sitting on your sit bones, spine erect. Keeping your eyes closed. Bringing to mind the theme that we were just doing, which is self-sacrifice. Notice how maybe in your body, that virtue or that principle has imprinted on your body just a little bit. If you've noticed any difference, or maybe no difference, but that's still noticing that you didn't notice anything. And this practice of noticing where self-sacrifice, of giving something lower for something higher, can happen. It's a moment by moment sort of decision or discernment that we could take throughout the rest of our day to see if there's a place where we can practice self-sacrifice, maybe giving up something that we wanted in order to help someone else, or maybe delaying what we wanted to do just a little bit because someone else has presented up with something. Or if someone shares a concern with you that despite having plans afterwards to demonstrate appropriate empathy without disregarding the other person, maybe that's self-sacrifice. So keeping this virtue in mind for the rest of the week, bringing your hands in front of your chest, taking the palm of the hands to the third eye, to the eyebrows. May your thoughts, and then take it down to your mouth. May your words, and then take it down to your heart. May your intentions, your thoughts, your words, and your heart's intentions all be aligned into one. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. Namaste. Hope you guys enjoy that, guys. So I think this is going to be maybe our last series. No, second to last series or third last series. We're going to finish up the Niyamas on YouTube to have them available for everyone so that they can do all of the practices. The Niyamas are the practices that you do within yourself at all times. So I want to have that and give that to everyone on YouTube. So yeah, next week is our integration week, so we won't have a practice, but the following week we will continue on the last two Niyamas. So stay with us. Subscribe to our channel if you liked it, and I'll leave some links down below for the Yoga Nidras. And if you'd like, get onto our newsletter and do check out the Ekadashi interview. You'll learn a little bit more about the Baha'i fast and the yogic fast and the connection between the two. It's going to be something that we'll probably refer often within yoga at Avec Moi. So it would be good to know what it means. But yeah, hope you're doing well and have a great week.